I want to talk today about beliefs and the importance of understanding that your beliefs, including your beliefs about God, it is always needs to be tested. It always needs to be measured and seen for the direction of where it's going and what it's taking you to. Because the danger of beliefs is that it is the center of your entire life. And what can happen with Christianity, especially, or in the name of Christianity, is that people can be told this is God, this is what it means to believe in God, and they can just follow that belief right off of a cliff because they don't look at the fruits of those beliefs and they don't even feel the permission to do so. I was just recently watching this documentary about these people in Nigeria, and they were taught by this corrupt pastor that they were going to go into like the woods and they were going to fast until Jesus returned. And hundreds of them died and they starved to death in the woods. Children, elderly, women, all these people starved to death. And why did that happen? That happened because of their beliefs, because they were so convinced that they had to fear God in this way that they weren't allowed reason, that they weren't allowed to see that God is light and not darkness. And this is what we need to understand about beliefs as Christians. Is beliefs are not just fairy tale games that we're playing. And I think a lot of times as Christians, we hear something like, have faith, and trust in God and believe God's love. And we get pretty sentimental, and we don't realize the mature view of beliefs, which is that beliefs are everything. Beliefs is the center of every being in this world. Everything that people are believing is what they're doing. It's what they're becoming. It's what their lives are aimed after. And all of us need to see that in Christ, what is truly of Christ is the true center of the soul. And it's everything that's going to be perfect and right. But that does not mean that we're actually aligned with that. And the difficulty today with so many people in the church is they think that they are aligned with that, and they don't see how their beliefs about God can still be separate from God, and how they can be believing systems of doctrine or sentimental ideas, emotionalism, and they're trying so hard to hold on to God, but what they're trying to really hold on to is their beliefs about God. And they don't see how, unless that belief about God is truly of God, is truly spiritually aligned with God, that it's going to take them in a wrong direction. It's going to produce bitter fruit. It's going to produce immaturity and ignorance and unreality and all these things, because beliefs are not simple. Beliefs are not just, I believe some kind of positive thing about God and I'm good. Belief is about coming into what is actually true, what is reality, and aligning with that. And what God is getting at when he's correcting beliefs is he's not just trying to get us to have a battle cry, trust in God. He's trying to get us to see where sin is actually at in all of humanity. Humanity is broken at the core by its beliefs. The belief that is contrary to God, where we don't believe in God, where we think that our desires are the way to a meaningful life, or all these other different things. And God is trying to get us not to make a bunch of ideas about God and make this hard view about God and hold that fast and believe that thing. He's trying to get us to actually see where we're wrong in 100 different ways because of our beliefs, because of our prejudices and our false judgments and our unreality and all these things. And that's the work of getting at your beliefs. That's the work of correcting that unbelief and that hard-heartedness. So we have to be careful that we don't take Christianity to mean just a list of ideas and we follow them without a wisdom and discernment, because the entire point is what God is trying to get us to come into is a reasonableness. I think that's one of the best words for it is reasonableness. God is trying to get us to see reason, to get us to see what is truly good, what is truly right, and to turn into that and come into that understanding, come into that wisdom. And when we look at these extreme cults, like these people in Nigeria, and we say, oh, how could that ever happen? Beliefs, especially religious beliefs, especially twisting and taking the fear of God and saying you need to believe these things about God, that will take people to that extreme. And even though we aren't starving ourselves to death in a forest someplace, there's a lot of that extremism going on in the church today, and we need to look at that, and we need to realize that beliefs can be death. And we have the right and the need to really discern what people are trying to get us to believe, whether it's really of light or of darkness, and to respond to that and walk after God in that.